Why hello there and welcome to a Revolting review. I'm Random Ross and today we're going back to TV shows and I'm reviewing Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 1. So this is the first season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer that consisted of 12 episodes that ran from March 10th to June 2nd, 1997. Starring Sarah Michelle Gellar, Nicholas Brendon, Alyson Hannigan, before How I Met Your Mother, Chesmer Carpenter, and Anthony Stewart Head, or Anthony Head as he's known now. So this is a series based on the 1992 film of the same name, which starred Christy Swanson, Donald Sutherland, Luke Perry, Hilary Swank, David Arquette, Rutger Hauer and Paul Rubens. Now I have reviewed the movie before on this channel on my Vampire Weekend series. So yeah, recently I've got back into watching Buffy again. I used to watch it a lot as a kid and for some reason I never found it scary. I was just always fascinated by it. Used to watch it Friday nights with my dad on Sky 1 and yeah, I enjoyed it every week. There were a couple of adult humoury things that I weren't allowed to see in that, but whenever that happened my dad made me look away or he turned it over or whatever. But yeah, of course they rerun it in the daytime now, when it's reruns. So anyway, yeah, season 1. So this of course, follows Buffy Summers, who is the chosen one, where once in a generation a chosen one will lead humans out of the darkness and face the vampires. And Buffy moves to a new town called Sunnydale, which is a small town built above a Hellmouth, and yeah, she meets her new watcher, Rupert Giles, who is the replacement for the who is the successor of the previous watcher that was killed in the movie, played by Donald Sutherland. Also, the series scraps the characters such as Pike, played by Luke Perry, who was a love interest in it. Her new love interest in it is Angel, played by David Boranaz. So in this first season, the story arc is Buffy, there's the harvest of these vampires and these prophecies of the Master returning and causing terror, the Master Vampire, and Buffy has to stop him, and in the end of season 1, in the finale, she manages to defeat the Master, and he does turn to dust in his flesh, but his bones remain. And yeah, so yeah, we got other characters in there. We got her friends, Xander Harris, played by Nicholas Brendon, and Willow Rosenberg, played by Alyson Hannigan. We also have Charisma Carpenter as Cordelia Chase, who is not a friend but a regular character and is always bitchy and moany and was like the popular kid, but throughout the series she evolves and becomes a likeable character and goes on to be a supporting character in the spin-off Angel. And then we have Anthony Head playing Rupert Giles, her watcher. We've got David Boreanaz playing Angel. Other recurring characters is Joyce Summers, Buffy's mother, played by Kristen Sutherland. And then we got Mark Macklaff as the Master. And then there we have another character in this called the Anointed One, who is a vampire, I'm assuming. And then we got Darla, played by Julia Benz, who of course is a short-lived recurring character, but she does come back in flashbacks and eventually does get resurrected in the spin-off series Angel. Yeah, Angel is a vampire with a soul because he was cursed by gypsies, had his soul redeemed and his humanity restored, and is a good vampire. So yeah, the likes. I liked the vampires in this, pretty much like the Lost Boys, kind of the look they went for in the Lost Boys, and they look demonic, like blood-sucking demons. In this is what the vampires are. When the vampires made that person they are still exists, same memories and everything, but they're a vampire, they have no soul, therefore have no humanity. And yeah, I like that with the vampires. We do see other supernatural creatures in this, such as witches and demons, and giant insects, like a praying mantis in one episode. But yeah, I liked the comedy in this as well, the teen drama, because this is supernatural teen comedy drama, and yeah, I do enjoy that. You know, has this show aged well? I would say so. I still find it watchable to this day, and I still do enjoy it. Even my whole family does. My sister used to watch it with me, but she don't live here anymore, but my parents still love it, and they're rewatching it because they have no memory of it. But yeah, it's a really enjoyable show, season 1, which lasted 12 episodes. They also had some good episodes in there, so the first episode called Welcome to the Hellmouth, which reintroduces Buffy and then introduces the supporting characters, where Buffy fights the vampires, and then she comes across one vampire called Luke, who is the Master's vessel, so that he can, wherever he feeds on, the Master gets stronger, so he can break free, because the Master is bound to the underground of Sunnydale. And then part 2, the harvest, is when the vampires still try and have their harvest and free the Master so that he can open the Hellmouth. And then the third episode, the witch, where the cheerleaders, there's cheerleaders, and this witchcraft is attacking them all, and that's another reoccurring character, Amy, who is she becomes a witch in season 2. Amy Madison, played by Elizabeth Ann Allen, and that's a good episode. Teacher's Pet, when Xander is seduced by a teacher who is a giant praying mantis that wants to mate with him and then eat him, feeding on pure virgins. And then there's the one, Never Kill a Boy on the First Date, where Buffy actually has a date and it interferes with her vampire life comes into it. Then there's the Pack, where Xander and a group of people have their spirits transferred into hyenas, and they're humans that act like vicious hyenas. Then there's I, Robot Eugene, where Willow scans an old ancient book with a demon within it, and the demon goes on the computer and then builds a big robot. They go delve into science fiction a bit in that one, but it's quite a funny episode, a unique one. Definitely techno 90s stuff, that. Then there's the Puppet Show, where there's a talent show and there's an evil ventriloquist dummy, but then it turns out he's not an evil dummy, he's a demon hunter trapped in a dummy's body, and he has to kill this demon, and then him and Buffy end up working together. Then there's Nightmares, where people's nightmares are coming true, all through this kid who's in a coma that wakes up. That's the first ever episode I remember watching, and I did find it quite creepy but not scary. And it had a clown in it, and I'm not scared of clowns really. Then there's Out of Mind, Out of Sight, where an invisible girl terrorises a school. The school, that's a filler episode. And then there's The Prophecy Girl, where Buffy faces the Master and the Anointed One, and she kills him and what have you. Yeah, season 1, it's a great season, and I can see why it got renewed for a second one. I love the performances from our leads in this. Sarah Michelle Gellar, this sort of made and breaks her career. Before this, she was a scream queen, known as the pathetic damsel who always gets killed, like, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream 2. But in this, she becomes like the basic opposite, because this is where it's like, the premise is where it's a blonde, young, pretty woman who faces the monsters, and in this she fights monsters, and because she is the chosen one, she is given supernatural strength and abilities, and is badass, and that is pretty cool. Probably cool for its time, but yeah, I love the show. I love this first season. I'm currently starting season 2 right now, so probably when I finish watching that, I'll review that. But there are more episodes in this one, so it could be a little while before I get to season 2. But anyway, season 1 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I'm going to give it, you know what, I'll give it a good 4 machetes out of 5, because it is a good episode. Couple of dislikes, there are some boring fillers in there, you know, there are some, you know, but the effects are amazing for its time, and I think have still stood up well. Yeah, there are a few filler episodes which were unlikable, but, well, there weren't much to dislike about it, because I enjoyed this one. It was easy to get through, you know, 45-minute episodes. I watched in season 1, I watched like 4 episodes a day. Yeah, that's how good this season was. So, yeah, that's it for this Revolting review on Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 1. So, have you seen this one? Let me know all that down in the comments below if you have. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share with your friends, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and you're new here, and you want to see more from me. I mean, no pressure, but it would mean a great deal if you did. I upload main videos on Friday and reviews and what have you whenever, because that's the random part of this channel. So yeah, so I think that's all I've got to say for this video, so until next time, don't have nightmares.